Last Wednesday, the Kings put on an offensive clinic at the expense of division rival Golden State. The Warriors were outmanned, outgunned, and out-hustled. Friday night, Chris Webber showed why he's made of MVP metal, scoring 10 of his 35 points in overtime as the Kings turned the Warriors away again. Tonight, the Dallas Mavericks mosey into Arco, charged up by Friday's thrilling last-second win over the Spurs. As always at Arco Arena, a full house gathering, as for the first time this season, it's the Dallas Mavericks taking on the Sacramento Kings. Here's your Southwest Airlines game preview. Log on for low fares at Southwest. And you see for the Dallas Mavericks, Dirk Nowitzki, Sean Bradley, and Christian Laettner up front. And the backcourt of Steve Nash and Michael Finley. Don Nelson, the veteran head coach, his team at 4-2. And you see 23rd year overall, 4 years in Dallas. Sacramento will go with their same five with Divac in the pivot, Peja Stojakovic and Chris Webber at the forwards. Jason Williams, Doug Christie, the Sacramento backcourt. And Rick Adelman, his team at 5-2 and 76-63 in his third year with Sacramento. So we're ready to go. The officials: Washington, Benny Adams, I should say, and Rodney Mott. Kings won the last 6 meetings here, and 9 of the last 12 overall against the Dallas Mavericks. Last year, 3 of 4 times the Kings beat Dallas. There's Christian Laettner, one of the new members of the Mavericks. And a little bit of liquid on the court. I don't know if there was a spillage underneath the basket in front of the Sacramento bench, but that's why there's a slight delay. Again, Tom Washington, Benny Adams, and Rodney Mott, the officials. Jason Williams, his 3rd game, and his first 2 games, Jerry, he's played very well, averaging 12 points and 10 assists.
Well, he's been outstanding, I think, because really has directed this team beautifully. Has been almost no mistakes in the open floor. Very selective in his shooting. So really, the first two games are an indicator he's off to just a great season.
Well, Sean Bradley is not going to start. They're going to put Corey Alexander in there. So Nowitzki, Laettner, Alexander with Nash and Finley. As of just a moment ago, we were told that Sean Bradley would get the start.
Well, that's Coach Don Nelson. He's always going to try to pull some surprises.
Nowitzki now from 17, and it's 2-0.
Well, Dirk Nowitzki, that's the one thing. He probably at 7 foot tall is the best big man outside shooter in the league. Just absolutely can drill the 3, anything inside of 25 feet.
This is only the 2nd road game of the season for Dallas, and the Kings turn it over. In Dallas, 6 road games in 9 days, beginning tonight, and it's 4-0 Dallas.
Well, the Mavericks have got off to the kind of start Coach Nelson wanted. You know, they want to get up and down the floor, much like the Kings. They're kind of made in a little bit of a mirror image, so it should be an exciting up and down game.
Now Christie with 10 on the shot clock. Kings standing around on this set. And all over the glass, the Dallas Mavericks, and they will bring it up court, leading 4-0.
Courtney Alexander, the rookie out of Fresno State, known as a scorer, but a lot of people think he's got the ability to play as a good defender even as a rookie, which is unusual.
Now Finley, 6-0.
Well, boy, Michael Finley has got it going. As we said at the top, I think one of the keys there, you've just got to get the ball out of his hands. If he gets it going, he can just put up big, huge numbers. And it looks like he's got it going.
Yes, indeed. Now Webber from the baseline. Christie with 5 to shoot. And a reach-in foul on Alexander. Courtney Alexander on the foul, his first, and the first Dallas team foul. Courtney again getting the start.
Here's a little pick and a slip pick from Chris Webber right back to Doug Christie, not able to get anything going.
Kings looking for their first points. And Stojakovic cuts the lead at half. So 2 minutes into the game, Sacramento gets their first basket, and it's a 3-ball from Peja.
Well, with Peja, you know, if he gets time, he's going to shoot the ball well, and he had enough time there.
And that time, Finley well defended, and Divac cannot save it from going out of bounds.
Doug Christie really fought Michael Finley in the hole, and you saw Jason Williams come back and really bring that double team from on top, and that was a factor in getting Finley to miss.
There, that ball did not hit the rim, and it means that the shot clock is down to 6. And Williams off the steal. Finley trying to chase him down.
Or you see the quickness of Jason Williams on the defensive end, and of course it converts to speed in the offensive end.
Kings are 5th in the league in steals this year. Finley misses a 2, and the Kings can take their first lead after falling down 6-0 early. Stojakovic, an advantage here against Alexander. The double leaves Williams open. Yes.
Well, good ball movement by the Kings. Steve Nash had dropped off Jason Williams. Big mistake. Jason made him pay.
So Sacramento has their first lead. Nash turns the corner. Stojakovic got his hand on it. And Nash off the heel of the iron. Kings on a 7-0 run. And Stojakovic. And it's just interesting that Don Nelson would choose to start Alexander on Stojakovic.
Well, I think it is interesting because it's not going to be very effective, because the Kings have picked up that mismatch right away and went to Peja in the low hole, and he's just too big and strong for Courtney Alexander.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Don Nelson already going to the bench because, as you said, Jerry, there's just no way. A 9-6 Sacramento lead. Alexander, nice penetration, in and out, rebound, Weber.
I think really Nelly was thinking more in terms of trying to go at Peja on the other end, but I think Peja's underrated. He's a good defender. A lot of coaches don't really know that yet.
Well, and I'll tell you what else he is. He's a hell of an offensive player, too. Let's not forget about that. He's off to a blistering start. He's got 7 points on 3 of 3 shooting, and Don Nelson forced to call an early timeout. And they're on their feet early here in Sacramento as Don Nelson's Dallas Mavericks off to a 6-0 start, but the Kings answer back with the 11 straight points. Good start for Sacramento after falling down early, and while we have a moment, let's check in with our sideline reporter, Jim Kozimor. Coz?
Thanks very much. There's a new breed of NBA owner going on. They're young, they're exciting, and they want to get into the game, just like the Maloof brothers. Mark Cuban, who owns the Dallas Mavericks. I think it's important that everyone knows, especially Maverick fans, you want this team to win. You consider yourself a fan.
Oh, absolutely. I was a fan first and owner second, so I'm really excited. Hey, if I can follow in the footsteps of Maloof, get us to the playoffs, and have the great fan support you guys have here, I'll be really proud.
What's your vision for this team? You have a deep team. You have 7 assistant coaches. What's your vision?
Just do whatever it takes for us to get to the playoffs first and then win some championships. You know, it's easier said than done, but we're going to focus on that and try to get there.
How can I get one of those custom-made benches or maybe a laptop? You know anything about it?
Pay me, baby. Pay me.
Done deal. Thanks very much, Mark. We appreciate it. Let's go back to Grant and Jerry.
Yeah. Well, he didn't get rich by being stupid. And Hubert Davis with the shot. Hubert Davis coming into the ballgame after that last time out.
Yeah, and Hubert Davis is absolutely one of the best pure shooters in the NBA, and he came in, you know, for Courtney Alexander. Nelly making the adjustment quickly.
And Chris Webber, his first basket. Yeah, you don't see rich people, they don't stay rich by giving away everything, do they, Jerry?
I wish they would, though.
Yeah, well,
you know, make it start with me.
That's right. And Nowitzki, and he hits the perimeter shot. Dirk Nowitzki. And it's a 3-point Sacramento lead. Kings shooting a very impressive 6 of 7 from the floor. That translates into 85%.
So both teams really making some shots.
Weber, and he takes Nowitzki into the lane. So back-to-back baskets by Weber. And it's a 15-10 Sacramento lead.
Well, Kings doing a great job of getting the ball to Chris Webber low, going right at Dirk Nowitzki, not a strong low post defender.
Nash with the runner, and it hits. Talk, Jerry, about the substitution now with Hubert Davis into the ballgame for Alexander. And now he goes over and defends Christie. Meanwhile, Finley gets Peja Stojakovic.
Yeah, Hubert Davis is a natural, too, so this is a good matchup. And then, of course, with Finley guarding Peja, that's one of their best defenders on Peja Stojakovic.
Well, Peja that time left wide open, and he misfires from downtown, and that means that the Kings, who had hit 7 straight shots, go back on defense, and it's out of bounds off Leitner. So Dallas with their second turnover. Lonnie Devants defended by the veteran out of Duke. Now it's Jason with a right wing three. One thing that the Kings definitely want to do against a team that's not a very good rebounding ball club in the Dallas Mavericks, Jerry. That's an area in Golden State the other night which the Kings certainly did not do a good job on, as the foul is on Jason Williams, but rebounding a sore point the last time out. And here tonight against the Dallas Mavericks, the numbers too early to really come to a conclusion.
Yeah, pretty much like the election, too early to call, but but definitely this is not a good rebounding Dallas team, so that's why you really have to out-rebound them. And the other thing, when you rebound the ball, especially the Kings when they rebound, that means they're in the open court. And boy, when they're in the open court, we all know they're terrific.
A 1-point game as Leitner hits the baseline pop. 5:35 left first quarter. Peja being pushed away by Finley, and no whistle, and Adelman gets up and says, come on. And Stojakovic a little bit short, but he was clearly fouled. And now Devants picks up the loose ball foul. And you hear the reaction from the crowd.
Yeah, and rightfully so. I mean, Rick Adelman is saying that Finley just knocked him goofy there about 2 times right in front of the official. No call.
Tonight's In the Zone brought to you by AutoZone, the right part, the right price, and good advice. Jerry Stackhouse, 38 points tonight as Seattle continues to struggle. They lose in Motown. Nash gets to step and not able to roll it home. Transition the other way. Whoops. Oh, a nice catch by Weber. What hands on Chris Weber.
Well, Chris Weber, like any great tight end, made an outstanding catch.
And Christie stays right with it. Doug Christie, and the Kings lead by 3.
And we just talked about Chris Weber's great catch, and Doug Christie made a better one and a spectacular finish.
Nash in and out. So Nash has had a couple of tough luck tries the last 2 times down the court.
Well, you can see that Steve Nash is really trying to go at Jason Williams. So that's certainly a strategy of Don Nelson right now. Well, here's a little pick and roll setup, but really Doug Christie slips it, makes a spectacular catch, as you see, and then a finish. So just a little variation of the pick and roll. He comes up to set the screen, but slips it. But outstanding catch and finish.
Now the officials having a conference. That was an illegal defense. It's just the first, so it's a warning. The next time will result in a technical foul.
I think we can see already, like I say, that Steve Nash, they really want to try to break Jason Williams down, in which so far Nash has not been able to make a couple of shots. So that'll be a nice little challenge for Jason.
No free throws yet in this ball game with 4:25 left first quarter. Oh, what a setup. Doug Christie off the spin, and he finds Peja, who has 9 points.
Boy, Doug Christie penetrated, brought 2 blue shirts to him. Little drop off to Peja.
A 5-point Sacramento lead. Nash now sets up Leitner. Devants with the board.
Well, the Mavs are getting great shots. You can't fault that, but they're just not making them.
One thing that Nash has been able to do, Jerry, he is beating Jason Williams off the dribble, but his teammates not able to finish.
Yeah, Jason really needs to concentrate on just keeping Steve Nash in front of him. Steve is not extremely quick or fast, but very clever.
Leitner, same spot on the floor, same result. 4 points for Leitner.
But the one thing the Mavs have, much like the Kings, they have 5 guys who can shoot the ball, who can pass the ball. Rare in the NBA today.
Weber, and for the first time we'll have free throws with 3:26 time left first quarter. The Kings leading by 3.
And boy, watch this penetration by Doug Christie. Little draws 2 guys, little drop off right to Peja.
Weber with 5 points now. Well, folks, still time to get your Kings season tickets and get out here and enjoy the fun at Arco Arena. Just call right now for personal assistance at 916-928-3650. You also get the exclusive playoff priority. That's 916-928-3650. Call right now for Kings season tickets. And it's in and out for Weber. Devants sets up Weber. Oh, ball. And a foul on Dirk Nowitzki. And that gets the crowd up. Chris Webber had his eyes wide.
Crowd loves that, as they should, boy. All set up by a great hustle play. Vlade Divac just took it away from Dirk Nowitzki and gave an easy little slambo for Chris. Watch this play. Now watch Vlade sneak in here, takes the ball, brings two guys to him, little drop pass, knows Chris is coming. Boy, just great Kings passing here early on.
Weber with 8. He and Peja Stojakovic now have combined for 17 first quarter points, and it's 23-16. Nash, now a switch defensively. Jason Williams trying to get in front of Nowitzki. Nash, though, goes right around Weber. Boy, that was something, because Nash had a big guy on him. Nowitzki had a little man, and Nash went right around Chris Webber.
Well, what happened, too, I think Jason felt that Chris had switched out on him. Well, if you do, then you got to stay with him. And I think Chris felt that Jason was going to pick him up again. So definitely break down in communication.
Divac. Vlade against Leitner. In and out. And the Mavericks down 5. Start up. Hubert Davis, the veteran out of North Carolina. Nowitzki on the floor. Well, that was too easy.
Well, Nowitzki's such a great shooter. You got to go get him.
Look at this! Showtime! Chris Webber with some flair. Webber in double figures with 10.
Well, Nowitzki made the shot, and of course Chris didn't hesitate, ran the floor, and was able to make him pay on the other end.
25-20. Now Finley lowers his shoulder. Michael Finley from 16. He's got 6.
He is so tough to stop.
And that will get us a mandatory timeout as the foul on the Dallas Mavericks, Hubert Davis. 2:02 left, a fast pace here. Fans like this type of basketball, and it's the Chris Webber show with the Kings leading by 3. Well, he's arguably the greatest quarterback of all time, and Jim Rome's going to get down and dirty with him. Catch Joe Montana on a special edition of The Last Word with Jim Rome tomorrow at 6:30, only on Fox Sports Net.
Well, as a football expert, I think Joe Montana is the greatest quarterback of all time. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
You can become an expert watching French League High School play.
No, actually, I've become an expert listening to Grant Napier on Sports Talk 1140.
Well, I don't know about that, but I do know one thing. Chris Webber and Peja Stojakovic putting unbelievable numbers, huh?
They are offensive experts, no question about it.
Alley-oop. Christie. What a catch.
Well, that's just a beautiful play called by the coaching staff. Rick Adelman even was hoping for a little bit of a foul there, but beautiful execution.
You know, Rick Adelman really likes that alley-oop play out of the timeout. Still, not necessarily the same player all the time, but they executed very well.
Well, when you got Jason Williams and Chris Webber, two guys make it. Vlade also, you've got so many guys that can make the pass.
Davis. And the left-hand layup. 27-24.
Well, Kings last 2 trips been beaten off the dribble, and really got to tighten that up a little bit.
Kings hit 66% shooting. Peja, and he's got 11 points. Dallas has no answers for Webber and Stojakovic here in the first quarter. Nowitzki, side pop, no. Rebound, Divac. That's the 5th rebound for Vlade here in the first quarter. And Nowitzki, nice job of boxing out. Under a minute left. Hold everything. Offensive foul. Foul is on Christian Leitner, and he's not happy with the call.
Going to take a great look at this give and go. Now watch Peja Stojakovic. Little pass in here to Vlade. Immediately moves. That is a classic give and go.
You know, and if I'm guarding Peja Stojakovic, and Lord can only hope that that never happens, but boy, if I'm guarding Peja, I never turn my head on him. He's always moving as soon as he moves as well as anybody on the team without the basketball.
As anyone in the league, actually.
And the Kings turn it over. Second turnover, and now Scott Pollard in for Vlade Divac. But you know, you saw Finley turn his head on Peja, and he's the one guy on the court you would not want to
I tell you what,
your eyes on.
Really what happens here, so many players have come up through the ranks, and really not many players are good moving without the basketball anymore. It's really a lost art, and I think players aren't used to defending guys. who move so well without the ball. And that's why, even though everybody knows Peja does it, a lot of guys just aren't used to guarding those kind of players.
29-24. Yeah, there aren't many Chris Mullins left in the league, are there?
Yeah, you know, the John Havlicek, Chris Mullins, there used to be a lot of guys that were great without the ball, but it's a lost art. It really is, unfortunately.
Speaking of Mully, he was activated off the injured list yesterday. 5 to shoot. Final seconds of this first quarter. Finley. And Bradley. Nope. And Weber. And that's going to do it for the first quarter. Well, an entertaining first quarter as the Kings put 29 up on the board. And the Kings forwards unstoppable. Chris Weber with 10 points. Stojakovic with 11, and the Kings lead it 29-24. Single game tickets still available for the Kings' upcoming games, including Tuesday night against the Orlando Magic. Call Ticketmaster area code 916-649-TIX. Remember, that's area code 916-649-TIXS, or stop by the Arco Arena box office for more information. Come on out and enjoy this fun at Arco Arena. The Kings with the first of a 5-game homestand, leading 29-24, and they'll go to the bench here with Bobby Jackson and John Barry coming in. Stojakovic, Weber stay in, and Scott Pollard will be in the middle. We'll set the Dallas lineup for you when they get the basketball.
Certainly the second unit really did not have a good first stint against Golden State, so I'm sure they're aware of that and want to change that around early on.
Eight on the 24. Jackson in the tall timber, and a fadeaway. He was fouled, and the foul called on Greg Buckner, who just checked in. So it's Nash and Davis in the backcourt. Nowitzki, Bradley, and Buckner on the front line. Sean Bradley, who we understand, well, we were told he was going to start. He did not. He's in now. And when you talk about Sean Bradley, you got to be very careful when you go close to the basket. You know, Jerry, he had 8 blocks in the game the other night at home against San Antonio, the 7'6" Sean Bradley.
Yeah, and he's leading the league in block shots. And then he hasn't developed maybe greatly on offense, but he is a factor on defense. And so Kings, as you said, when you drive the basket, you better know where the big guy is. Now, also, Greg Buckner, he's been brought in to guard Peja Stojakovic. That's why he's in this game. Not a strong offensive player, but an excellent defender.
Bradley. 8 on the 24. Bradley in trouble. Nash off balance. And it goes out of bounds to Sacramento, and that will get Howard Isley into the Dallas lineup. Steve Nash comes out. Howard Isley, the former Utah Jazz. (31-24) Sacramento here in the second quarter. Stojakovic. Rebound Pollard. Now Weber. And that's Chris Weber's first miss from the field after making 4 straight.
And probably his easiest shot. Just a little short jumper, but certainly the Kings are getting the shots they want every trip.
Davis, the pull up on Weber. Jackson, he's got Weber ahead of him, and a foul called on Dallas. Foul is on Hubert Davis. That would save a sure breakaway basket. 3rd foul on Hubert Davis already, and that gets Michael Finley off the bench.
Well, Kings just very aggressive on the defensive board. Peja Stojakovic knocks loose, and of course Bobby Jackson, if there's a ball anywhere in the area, he's going to get a hand on it.
Well, good news, bad news. Davis sits down, and Michael Finley comes right in.
There's a lot of firepower on this Maverick team here again, much like the Kings. But one thing they don't have a number 4.
5 to shoot. Jackson, and again draws the foul. This one is on Isley, and he looks back at the official and says, "Hey, come on, man, I didn't touch him." That's the 3rd Dallas team foul already, and we've only played about a minute, 47, and they're in a little bit of foul trouble. Don Nelson. You see Del Harris, the former Laker coach, one of the many assistants on the Dallas Mavericks staff.
They've got a number, but I'll tell you right now, Del Harris is he's a very valuable assistant coach on this team. There's certainly not just an assistant coach. So Nelly relies on him a lot, and I think he's had a lot to do with why this team is better. And will be a head coach in this league again.
Dallas got so many coaches, they're going to need 2 planes to travel soon.
Have a coaching plane.
Yeah, with Mark Cuban, hey, you may see every player have their own individual jet flying around here in a couple of years. 33-24. This is the Kings' biggest lead. And a 3, no good. The Kings doing a nice job rebounding. An advantage of 6 on the boards. Pollard left open. And Nowitzki pulls it down for Isley. Isley looked like he walked. Weber with the rebound. And here come the Kings. Look out, Jackson. Oh, a nice block by Nowitzki.
Boy, great hustle play, Dirk Nowitzki. Showed some athleticism there. Saved a basket for the Mavs.
Now Finley. And the Mavericks right now struggling from the field. And Stojakovic fouls Nowitzki. Nowitzki, another one of those European players, Jerry, that after a slow rookie year, boy, he has really improved, and he has got a bright future in front of him.
Well, just absolutely going to be a star. You know, at almost 7 foot tall, shoots the ball as well on the perimeter as anybody in the league. And as we saw on that block, very good athlete, very mobile.
Funderburk coming in for Chris Webber.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that the European player has changed. They're not just big robotic kind of players now. Now you're seeing the young guys come up very athletic, much like Americans, and quite honestly, better formed fundamentally. I think
is there better coaching now in Europe?
I think there's absolutely better coaching than there's ever been, and I think your players probably work harder on their fundamental parts of their game than the Americans do.
33-26. Peja. Pollard, what a nice save. And Funderburk against Bradley, and he'll go to the line. And that is already foul trouble from now on. The Kings will be at the foul line. That's right, they'll shoot free throws the rest of the quarter. Look at this, Jerry. The hustle underneath, and there's a timeout on the floor. Scott Pollard keeping it alive, and the Kings at the free throw line when we come back. Here's the story here in the second quarter with the Kings leading 33-26. Let's check in to see where Jim Kozimor is. Koz?
Guys, we're upstairs on the 4th floor. It's called the Corona Cantina. A lot of Kings fans like to come here at halftime. They also like to come here after ball games. Why? There's dancing. Kings fans coming together, having a good time. You see all the great, beautiful lighting that they have. I walk onto the dance floor, and sure, I'd like to shake my groove thing. David, though, runs the place. He knows what's going on. How's it going, David? What happens here?
Oh, a lot of things. Halftime, we're going to have the game up going, and then most of the game, obviously, Kings victories. People are partying down, some dancing. We've got the full setup with music and prize giveaways. Live bands coming, too. A couple of special games.
That sounds great. Always, David is here spinning the tunes. Jerry, Grant, I'll save you some room on the dance floor. We'll get up here and hobnob. Let's go back to the table.
All right, Koz. Lawrence Funderburk at the line.
I don't think I want to see Koz shake his groove.
No.
You know, I think I can miss that.
And Funderburk to make it 34-26.
Well, Lawrence, as usual, gets into the game and gets into the game.
And Peja Stojakovic out of the ball game as Nick Anderson has come in.
Yeah, Peja definitely needs a little blow. Certainly very effective. Seemed like the last couple shots might have been a little tired.
Well, both teams looking for their first field goal this quarter. But it's the Kings by 9. This is their biggest lead of the half. And a hole, rather, no question about it. Nick Anderson trying to prevent the progress of Buckner across the lane, and clearly was holding.
Yeah, it was just about a tackle.
Yep. Loy Vaught, the former LA Clipper, Detroit Piston into the contest. But he's had a lot of back problems in his career. But when he's healthy, he is a demon. He has certainly had a lot of big games against Sacramento. Numbers, Pollard trailing. As is Nick Anderson. Nice passing. Funderburk with the side pop. Yes.
Boy, well run by Bobby Jackson. Looked like he could get the ball to Pollard, but didn't have the opening, so just held it back, waited for Nick Anderson, who got Lawrence an easy shot. Good teamwork.
3 home games this week. Orlando Tuesday, the Lakers Thursday, and then the Kings have a nice break in the schedule. 6 days off before they take on the Chicago Bulls. And Isley, no. And again, Funderburg creating the rebound, and Anderson with a nice job of boxing out.
Well, Nick Anderson, 2 defensive rebounds in about a minute.
Bobby Jackson with a 3-pointer, and the lead is now 14.
Well, you're really glad to see Bobby get that one to go. He did struggle a little bit offensively against Golden State, but one thing you can count on, he is a hustling and a top defender.
Finley. Michael Finley with a quick move into the paint. Nobody picked him up. Finley's got 8.
Well, you said quick move. That is exactly it. He is so quick and athletic.
First Dallas field goal of this second quarter. Bad pass, Finley. In the passing lane. Nick changed his mind there in midstream. Buckner from the foul line.
Well, that's one thing where the Mavs are very similar to the Kings. If you turn the ball over or if you get sloppy, they'll make you pay on the other end. Very effective in the open floor.
Well, both teams have done a good job in that area, Jerry. 3 turnovers for each ball club. And we've got 6:50 left. And Anderson, nope, won't go. There's a bad shot. A little bit too strong on that. Finley trying to cut the lead to single digits.
Yeah, I think a little bit too strong. He moved the backboard back about 2 feet.
And Finley, and the rebound, Anderson. Track meet here from Sacramento. And that was a dangerous pass. It had no chance of getting to Lawrence Funderburk. And in transition, it's Buckner trying to convert. He's got a break there, Jerry.
Absolutely did. Now, Rick Adelman is wanting to get the play called. He's getting this thing slowed down because the last 2 trips really have been out of control.
Six to shoot. Funderburk.
Well, and there's Sean Bradley. Had made a great move on Loy Vaught, did Lawrence Funderburk, but Bradley in the area changed the shot.
Bradley's been in the lane a long time, and he gets the hook to fall. I'm wondering with Bobby Jackson starting the first 5 games, if that's part of the reason why we've seen the second unit a little bit sluggish with him on the second unit, just guys becoming familiar with each other.
Well, I think that's exactly right. And I think it's affected Bobby a little bit, too. He's still adjusting to coming off the bench.
Barry, no. And the Mavericks on a run here. They were down 14. They've cut it to 8.
So the Mavs second unit probably has outperformed the Kings thus far.
Nice pass, Buckner. That was a beautiful setup by Sean Bradley. And just like that, it's a 6-point game, and Rick Adelman wants a timeout. Rick Adelman with 5 minutes left gets the timeout. And the Dallas Mavericks down 40-26. They have run 8 unanswered to pull to within 6. We'll be back here on Fox Sports Net. Basketball is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. Log on for low fares at southwest.com, a symbol of e-freedom.
Boy, Peja Stojakovic showing you what he can do going to the basket. Doug Christie penetrates, goes to the basket, finds Peja again, moving without the basketball. Now here you see Vlade, Peja moving without the basketball. Vlade Divac making the great drop-off pass. So a lot of movement. Peja benefiting from most of it.
Well, Chris Webber is back in along with Vlade Divac and Peja Stojakovic. Rick Adelman saw enough of that second unit. Now Bobby Jackson stays on, but that's it. The other 4 starters out there. Webber with 5 on the clock misfires. Jackson runs it down. So it's Jackson, Christie, Stojakovic, Divac, and Webber. Christie a 3. And Stojakovic and Buckner go forward, and it's out of bounds off Dallas. That's a good call. Buckner clearly knocked it out of bounds.
Really does show you the problems that Dallas has getting the ball back. They simply are a poor rebounding team. One of the reasons they double so much.
Webber, no, and he'll shoot a pair of free throws. Foul called on Michael Finley.
Yeah, what happens when you double team so much like Dallas? It becomes a zone defense, and so nobody has an exact man to check off. And boy, the Kings are able to benefit from it, getting the ball back many, many times already.
So Chris Webber, 10 points, 5 rebounds. You know, Jerry, earlier Jim Cosmore talked with Mark Cuban. There's the owner of the Dallas Mavericks. He is sitting directly behind the Dallas bench, as you can see. During the warm-ups, he's on the floor, shagging balls for the guys. During the huddles, he's in the huddle. And a lot of people feel, hey, he's great. He's got a lot of positives, but that's getting too close to the game. But he owns the team. He can do what he wants.
Certainly he can. And but I'd be one of those people, too. It's like there should be a little bit of separation. That's why you have coaches.
Finley.
That's why they have 7 coaches.
And Weber to Jason. Kings in transition. Bevots. And the foul. Howard Isley got him with the trip. Second foul on Isley. Well, folks, lots of home games remaining this year. We still have some season tickets for you. That's exactly right. If you call now for personal assistance, get the information you're looking for with your Kings season tickets, 916-928-3650. And really, this is where it's at, hottest spot in the NBA. And you also get the exclusive playoff priority. Call 916-928-3650 for Kings season tickets. Devot's still looking for his first points.
And you get to see Grant Napier in person. So, I mean,
that's extra.
That's it. Well, yeah, they probably have to add that in.
One of two, Vlade Divac, and the Kings leading at 42-34.
Well, good to see Vlade get on the scoreboard, but he certainly has done some good things otherwise.
We approach the 4-minute mark here of quarter number 2. Buckner. And Divac flips to Jason Williams. A couple of Michigan alumni going against one another. Voigt and Weber. Stojakovic at 3. Peja Stojakovic has 14.
Well, when you get the ball moving like that and the floor spread like that, Kings impossible to guard.
Bradley. And here come the Kings leading 45-34. Weber open from 16. 13 for Weber, and Don Nelson wants a timeout. Not happy with his team's defense. .305 left, first half. And the Kings on a 7-0 run, leading by 13. Half behind the scenes with Kings equipment man Robert Pimentel. First half stats and highlights and an interview with John Wetzel. Christian Laettner back in for the Dallas Mavericks.
Don Nelson just trying a lot of different lineups to find something that'll work against the Kings. So far, nothing has.
And they're also doing a fairly good job of curtailing Michael Finley, who's 4 of 10. And as I say that, he misfires from 3. And the Kings with numbers. It's a 4-on-3. Christie. What passing by the Sacramento Kings.
Oh, my, Grant. That's fast break basketball at its absolute best. Oh.
You have this lineup on the floor. Everybody catches the ball so well. That was a tough pass for Doug Christie to handle.
Oh, that was just that's a highlight for the year.
49-34. And Jason with a foul from behind. Let's see that again.
Oh, let's do it now. Watch this. Everybody's going to touch it. There's Chris. Finds Doug Christie. Tough catch. Throws it backwards to Peja. To Chris Webber, who gets a slam. Oh.
You don't see that every night in the NBA, folks. I'll tell you that.
And I tell you what, you young kids out there, don't try that at home.
Oh, man. Try that at home. You'll have a couple of broken mirrors, a couple of vases knocked off some tables, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And Laettner, foul called. Well, the next time the Kings win at home, be sure and save your ticket stub. It's worth a free Carl's Jr. Western Bacon Cheeseburger with a large beverage purchase. Carl's Jr., without us, some guys would starve.
One of the reasons the Kings are getting out so well on these mats, besides rebounding the ball, simply have more leg speed on the floor. Almost quicker at every position.
2 minutes left here in the half. Laettner. Good Sacramento defense. 2 to shoot. Nowitzki. Oh, he was fouled by Weber. And that's going to be 3 free throws. Chris Webber, I beg your pardon, I'm going to say his foot was on the line. So 2 free throws for Nowitzki as Webber with his second. Jerry?
Going to take another look at this fast break. Watch how quick this is. This is real life action. Boom, boom, and finally, boom.
(49-35). By the way, that was Chris's first foul, not his second. Don Nelson beginning a 6-game road trip. The Mavericks will go to the Clippers tomorrow. Then they're at Phoenix, Seattle, Vancouver, and Utah.
Well, they're certainly going to find out a lot about this young team when they get through that. But I think they're going to find out that they've got a darn good team.
Devons, a little bit short rebound. Nash. Nowitzki thought about the 3. A little bit too strong. Boy, he's a good player, isn't he, Dirk Nowitzki? You can just see his growth.
And 21 years old.
Yep. Look at Williams walk in. Oh, it won't climb over for Jason Williams off a splendid move. Christie goes for the steal. Leitner to the basket. And it's an 11-point game. See how the Kings play the last minute here. Jason, that is a tough shot. Oh, Jason Williams.
Well, he just used his speed just to run right by Steve Nash. That was a tough shot, though, but converted.
Jason's starting to get in a bad habit here, Jerry. Man is beating him off the dribble, and he is reaching around. That is the 3rd time in this ball game where he has been called for a foul, reaching around after he's been beat off the dribble.
Absolutely, is a bad habit, because we saw that, Jason, in Golden State. And, you know, your first duty as a point guard is just stop the ball, get the ball, stop, stay in front of it. That's one of those things. You might get a steal that way once in a while, but if you don't get it, all you've done is open up the basket.
And because of that, Jason out of the ball game with 3. Bobby Jackson in.
That being said, I think Jason's done about 400 good things and a couple of bad.
Yep, no question. Jason with 6 points, 4 assists. It's 51-39. Christie. Doug Christie. 53-39. Christie has 6 points.
Showed his athleticism there. Boy, right in the crowd of Mavs and just faded away. Put it in.
More importantly, though, you like the fact his defense. Finley, the best offensive player on the Mavericks, and that time Christie gets called for the foul, but Finley is shooting just 4 of 11.
Well, Doug Christie, it's not a coincidence that everybody that seems to play against Doug Christie has bad shooting nights. I mean, there's a definite correlation to the fact this guy makes scoring tough. I mean, he is such a valuable addition. Just a great trade Jeff Petrie made in getting Doug Christie.
Well, a limited number of single-game tickets still available for the Kings' upcoming games, including Tuesday night against the Orlando Magic. Call Ticketmaster at area code 916-649-TIXS or stop by the Arco Arena box office for more information. Sean Bradley in for the defensive sequence. That will start in all likelihood right after this free throw, barring an offensive rebound. 53-40. And the Kings with that final possession will use a lot of the clock. Good half for Sacramento. They have turned the ball over only 4 times. They're shooting 51%. They're out rebounding the Mavericks by 10. Very good numbers. Now Christie. Webber has a lot of time, and he's fouled by Bradley. So Chris Webber with .9 on the clock will shoot a pair.
Well, the Kings a little bit fortunate there. Really got out of sync offensively. And, you know, it looked like for a minute there that the Mavs might get a steal. And the only thing you don't want to have happen is not get the last shot of the half.
So Chris Webber, 15 points, 6 of 8 shooting, 3 of 5 line. He has 8 rebounds. Be sure to join us tonight at 10 o'clock. It will be Keith Olbermann with the Evening News. It's your recap of the week in sports, from the highlights to the scandals. Keith will tell you what nobody else will about the week in sports. The Keith Olbermann Evening News. Welcome him back tonight and every Sunday at 10, only on Fox Sports Net. No, Don Nelson calling a 20-second timeout.
Yeah, he must have a 9/10 of a second play. And he probably does. I think between he and Dell, I mean, don't be surprised that they may have something they can run. My guess is try to somehow get it to about half court and get a shot up. That's about it. Or the only other thing, it could be passed about half court and then a little drop backwards or sideways, and then you get a clean look at it.
Well, Nelly, 3-time coach of the year, but it's been a while since he's had his. That was 1992 was his last one. You see 6th all time. Don Nelson, 23rd season as an NBA head coach, and I'll tell you, 23 years in this business. Wow.
It'll make your heart pump Kool-Aid, I'll tell you that.
Stays 54-41, and at the horn, Nowitzki not able to knock it home. Well, a good first half for Chris Webber and the Sacramento Kings. Jason Williams, 6 points, 4 assists, and the Kings enjoying the lead at the half, 54-41 here on Fox Sports Net. Kings basketball is presented by your Northern California Toyota dealers. Visit your Northern California Toyota dealer today. By Pepsi, proud to be the official soft drink for your Sacramento Kings. Experience the joy of cola. By Carl's Jr., without us, some guys would starve. And by the Folsom Lake Auto Mall. Experience the difference for yourself at the Folsom Auto Mall. Highway 50 between the Hazel and Folsom Boulevard exits. Or visit us online at Folsom.
Better to play with the lead. The Kings have forged ahead to a 13-point advantage. John Wetzel joins me here at halftime. Why do they have a 13-point?
Well, I think there's two things. They only have 1 offensive rebound. We have 14 assists. So we're moving the ball on the offensive end, and we're not allowing them to get second and third shots.
Defensively, what do you have to do?
Just keep them off the board.
Sounds good, John. Good luck.
Thank you.
That's John Wetzel. Let's go right back to the table. Grant, Jerry.
All right, Coach. Peja Stojakovic. We talked about him a little bit, showed some of the highlights. 14 points on 6 of 10 shooting, including 2 of 3 from beyond the arc.
Well, the team just doing everything that you hoped it would do in that first half, but now the challenge is to come out in the third quarter and reestablish.
Let's take a look at the leading scorers for both ball clubs. See, Weber with 16, Peja with 14, Jackson 7, Williams 6, Christie 6. Finley and Nowitzki 10 apiece, Leitner 6, Nash 5, and Davis 4.
One thing about it, Finley's 10 were very hard earned. He had to take 11 shots to get his 10 points, and you can attribute a lot of that to Doug Christie.
All right, Mavericks have some work to do, trailing 54-41. And Doug Christie, just love watching him work on defense, and what a great passer he is. Boy, he has had some tremendous passes this young season.
Well, I've said it so many times, but it's true. He is just a terrific all-around basketball player. Doesn't have one phase that maybe makes him an all-star, but he's better all around than maybe some guys who are.
All right, Williams in the backcourt with Christie, Divac, Weber, and Stojakovic. Sacramento by 13 as we begin the third quarter. First of 5 here at Arco Arena. Orlando Tuesday, the Lakers Thursday. Weber trying to draw the foul and does so. Eduardo Nahara.
Well, the rookie out of Oklahoma, certainly a nice challenge for him guarding a Chris Webber, and Chris Webber able to get him off his feet. Now watch Chris, little ball fake. There's Nahara goes up, and then Webber kind of draws a little contact. Not very much. Don Nelson not happy about that call.
And a technical on Don Nelson. What about Nahara? You've seen him play a little bit.
Well, he's really a scrappy, tough guy. More of a tough defender. Moves without the ball. Really not a good one-on-one player per se.
Nelly's going to get his money's worth, Jerry.
Well, Nelly's upset about obviously the half, and he's trying to get kind of into these officials a little bit, maybe a little intimidation, which probably isn't going to work. Del Harris coming over, trying to intervene and keep him from maybe saying too much to be eliminated from this contest.
Well, we missed a funny scene during the arguing there. Peja went to the line and he made his free throw. And the guys on the bench got all over him, and Peja burst out laughing because you can see him there. He's just got a kick out of that the guys are giving him. See, look at him. His free throw shooting has been so bad this year by his standards, and that just shows the camaraderie on this Sacramento Kings team. You know, they're well aware of everything, and they really let Peja have it in a nice kind of way there.
Well, and Peja too doesn't take everything too serious. You know, he knows he's going to make his free throw.
Oh yeah. All right, 56-41. Kings 13 of 18 from the line, and they come up with the defense.
Well, Doug Christie knocking the ball away from Michael Finley. Really, the Mavs thought they had Finley one-on-one against Doug Christie, but that may not be always good.
And Peja, yes, he may not be shooting the ball well from the line this year, but from three-point land, wow, close to 55% on the year. 59-41.
Yeah, Peja's one of those guys that in practice will hit 80% of those threes. So that's just how amazing it is.
And look at Christie again, coming up with a steal.
Another great anticipation, Doug Christie.
How about another three? Nope, not this time. And the Kings throw it away. Only their 5th turnover of the ball game.
Well, it's a good look, too, because Weber was open. Now, watch this steal, Doug Christie. Watch the anticipation here. Leitner puts it down. There's Doug Christie, steps in there and knocks it loose.
Now Nash sets up Finley. Boy, what hang time, but he misses. Who wants it? And it's kept alive. Dallas Mavericks trailing 59-41. Get it back. Nash, no. And Leitner over the back, and a foul call. Second foul on Christian Leitner.
Watch as Nash takes this shot. Vlade Divac has good inside position. Can't come up with the ball, but you see why. Christian Leitner right over his back. Easy call.
Nash just 2 of 7 shooting.
But Michael Finley really not getting the kind of shots he normally gets. Doug Christie changing.
Well, Chris Webber getting the type of shots that he normally gets. That's right close to the basket. And it's a 20-point Sacramento lead. Webber has 19.
Well, one of the reasons Jason Williams is able just to play quarterback there, he's back in the pocket. Steve Nash really can't come out and pressure him because of his quickness, and he sees Webber easily.
Finley. And the Kings again look to run a 7-0 run to start the third. Stojakovic all the way. No, but he's fouled. Michael Finley got him on the arm, and Stojakovic to the line to shoot 2.
Now watch the alley-oop on this. We have a good look at it. Now watch Jason Williams. See, he has so much room because Steve Nash really can't play him tight. Look at Jason just looking around. And, of course, if you give a quarterback that much time, he's going to find the receiver, and that's exactly what you saw.
All right, so Peja, 58% shooting from the line coming in. And makes that.
Here's another look at the alley-oop. Now watch how much time Jason has. And, of course, with C. Webb, if you get it anywhere close, you know he's going to catch and finish. So, boy, these two guys are tuned in.
62-41. And Peja looks like he has that stroke back. Sean Bradley in.
Well, the Kings really have come out in this third quarter and established that they're the better team tonight. They got to keep that intensity up, especially on defense.
And Divac fouling Nash. Second foul on Vlade Divac. Sacramento knows that this is, even though it's November, a big stretch in the schedule for Rick Adelman because the Kings can really pad their record with all these home games at Arco. And again, they are beating Dallas in transition. Stojakovic from downtown. Look at that back door. Oh! Vlade Divac to Peja Stojakovic, and the fans love that. 65-41.
Boy, what a great look, Vlade Divac. 7'1", pass on the money.
Bradley tied up by Webber, and here come the Kings again. 3-on-2. Oh, Webber, he's getting fancy. Look at this. Christie looking for the icing. No, that would have brought the house down. It looks like the Globetrotters out here tonight. And Nowitzki.
Well, that was definitely some showtime with no results, unfortunately.
Can you imagine if Christie had hit that 3?
I don't think he's quite expecting it, although he was. I think he just thought Jason Williams or someone else would take an easier shot.
Oh, Christie was sandwiched right underneath the glass. And Christie will go to the free throw line.
Now watch Vlade Divac here. Brings a couple of Mavs to him. Drop pass. Peja Stojakovic going right to the basket. And boy, throws it down.
You know, the only one in the building probably didn't like that passing was Rick Adelman. Only because it bordered on, you know, from being good to hot dog to being overly
yeah,
fancy.
That was probably a little more than you needed. Because really what you're looking for is a good shot. And certainly they had a couple of better shots than what they ended up with. And I mean, Rick is one of those guys. I mean, he loves his unselfishness, but at the end of the day, he's going to say, "Hey guys, we get an easy shot, take it and make it." That's it.
He'll have 17,300 disagreeing with him, but Rick Adelman's here to win basketball games. But I'll tell you, it is fun to watch. We have played nearly 4 minutes of this third quarter, and it has been all Sacramento. Now they clear it out for Nowitzki to work one-on-one with Peja. And the little foul on Peja Stojakovic, his second.
Here's Dirk Nowitzki working on Peja. Got by him a little bit. Peja just overreacted.
Nash. Boy, his shooting has been horrible tonight. Christie again knocks it away. Doug Christie gets his hands on just about everything.
He really does. He is just amazing with his instincts, getting a touch on everything.
67-43, and Nahara gets it right back. Finley. And the layup. The first easy basket Dallas has had in quite a while.
Yeah, they really haven't been able to get in the open court because obviously the Kings have been scoring. And that's the key. Keep scoring the ball.
Here, Rick Adelman behind me saying move. A lot of guys in white standing and watching at the moment.
Yeah, he's concerned now. His team has gotten maybe to try to look too flashy instead of do the things they do well.
Oh, Vlade Divac up and under the 7-6 Sean Bradley. 69-45. That was Vlade's first field goal. Bradley from 16. Weber with the board, his 11th. Now Divac, Nash comes over to double, and it leaves Williams wide open. And a blocking foul underneath. Nahara on the blocking foul.
Now that was a great penetrating move by Jason Williams, but I think, you know, that's one of the things he can get better at when he gets into the. Look here, now right here, he can maybe look up and take the shot. He's at 7 or 8 foot, but he's looking to pass the ball, so it's unselfish.
Jason Williams with a pair. And the Kings looking to add on to their lead with 6.5 left in the third. Well, folks, there's still time to get your season tickets. And I tell you, you see this passing on television. It's fun to get in the act. Cheer on your Kings and call right now. That number 1-6-928-3650 for personal assistance. That's right. Call right now and ask them about it, and they'll also tell you about the exclusive playoff priority that will come your way. 916-928-3650. Call right now. 71-45 Sacramento. It's a very good Dallas team, and Sacramento was taking it to them tonight.
They had just simply put on a clinic.
Nash finally makes one after just shooting out 3 of 10. He has had a tough luck.
Well, the Mavs are very good in the open court, but what has happened here tonight, the Kings haven't let them get in the open court because they're scoring so well.
Look at Weber. Chris Weber with authority. Oh, boy. Boy, Vaught being off the bench quickly makes a jumper. 73-49. Look at it, ball moving. And Stojakovic got trapped too close to the basket, but again, you see Peja moving without the basketball. Nash, a 2, no. Weber with his 12th rebound. Divac straight to the basket. Oh, man, there's a foul there. You can hear that all the way from the scores table. And Stojakovic in the open court stopping Nash's penetration. Well, they missed one at the other end, and Vlade Divac certainly has a right to argue there. It is all Sacramento here in the third quarter. 73-49. $73-49 here in the third. Let's see what Jim Kozimor is up to. Coz?
Grant, thanks very much. We're here right in front of the Dallas Mavericks huddle. You know, the Mavericks feel that they've got a roster that's very deep, 12 deep, that can help them on the floor. They also have the full complement of 3 on the injured list, including Gary Trent, who a couple of years ago was their leading scorer. But when Don Nelson looks at his bench, what he really has is coaching depth. Get a load of the 7 people who are listed as either assistant coaches or some type of basketball help that they have on that sideline. Many of these guys were former players. Kiki Vandeweghe, Rolando Blackman, Brad Davis, all those guys can help. But on a night like this with the Mavericks getting pounded, maybe Don should ask those guys to suit up and play. I don't know, Jerry. Would you like to have them in uniform?
I tell you what, I think several of those guys could still play, but I tell you exactly what would happen. They'd be getting their tails thumped, just like the guys on the court.
Well, the Sacramento Kings are giving Don Nelson a headache, and to make matters worse for Nelly, this is the start of a 6-game road trip in 9 days. 73-49. Boy, is this fun to watch when the Kings pass the ball. And in the paint, Buckner. 73-51.
Well, that was just a little too easy. Greg Buckner just taking Pager right into the basket. Going to see a little half-court trap now. Nelly's got to try a few different things, obviously, get his team back in the game.
Should on the shot clock.
Should open up a lot of baskets if you get the ball moved.
Hosting is Christie. And he rolls it home. Doug Christie. Christie in double figures with 10, and it's 75-51. Buckner. Rebound, Divac.
Excellent defense by Peja Stojakovic. Make Buckner shoot over the top.
Weber from 17, swish. Chris Weber has 23.
Rebound and run.
77-51. Nowitzki. And Dirk Nowitzki gets the favorable roll. 14 for Nowitzki.
Got that legendary shooter's roll because he's a shooter.
And nobody there except for the sideline. And that will get Howard Isley into the Dallas Mavericks lineup. And Nash checks out. One thing about Dallas, they certainly are capable of scoring, Jerry. You've been mentioning it all night long that they're a lot like the Sacramento Kings. But with that said, in the last 2 ball games, they have failed to reach the 80-point mark.
Yeah, I think so much of it goes to their rebounding.
Of course, in one of those games, 79-77, they beat the San Antonio Spurs. And there's going to be a foul called underneath on Chris Weber.
Yeah, what happens when you have a team like the Mavs are extremely good in the open floor. They're very good running. But you can't run if you don't rebound. And you can't rebound if the other team is scoring every time. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. The Kings are coming down scoring every time. They got to take the ball out of bounds. Tough way to play.
33-20, the Kings have the advantage in rebounding.
And that's why this Mavs team may struggle a lot at times, because they are not a good rebounding team.
77-53. And step to the free throw line. And Chris Weber has just picked up his 3rd foul. Timeout, 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. Third quarter action. Sacramento 77, Dallas 53. 53 with 2:50 left here in the third quarter. Sacramento's Peja Stojakovic, one of many in the zone. And tonight's In the Zone brought to you by AutoZone. The right part, the right price, and good advice. 8 of 14, 8 points this quarter for a total of 22.
Watch Peja in action. Outside, looking for a three, doesn't get it, but doesn't quit on it. Vlade Divac, great rebound, and even better pass. Here's Peja moving toward the basket. Just outstanding team play and hustle.
Dirk Nowitzki at the free throw line. 4 of 4 from the stripe. (77-54).
Yeah, Nowitzki really reminds you a lot of a Peja. You know, he's a little bit younger, a little bigger, but really has those same kind of skills, and certainly no reason he's not going to be an all-star type player. Here we see in the half-court trap set. Teams seem very much prepared for it.
Christie, a wide open look.
And anytime you see a half-court trap, any two good passes, if they're quick, will open up a wide open shot. And that time Doug Christie was wide open for a three and nailed it. First pass never does. Two good ones will.
Nowitzki short. And it's kept alive. Vaught from the foul line. Buckner. That's the best sequence that Dallas has had tonight underneath the glass.
Well, good sequence by Dallas. Poor sequence by the Kings.
80-57. Drops off to Weber. Minute 45 left here in the third quarter. Isley. Little shot put jumper. Rebound Divac. Kings look to move. Christie will try it again. Short. And Loy Vaught able to save. Oh, nice move off the penetration by Hubert Davis.
Definitely lost a little defensive intensity. Rick Allen not happy, trying to get their attention, get them back into the game he wants them to play, which they made a play call here, wanting to get the ball in low to Vlade and play out of it.
Good ball movement. Jason Williams, yes. Kings shooting 53%, and it's 82-59. The Kings have not allowed an opponent to shoot 50% this year, and that will not happen tonight with the Mavericks at 40%. Oh, look at that dribbling. But Davis misses it off the window.
And Peja got a little elbow right upside the head.
Down to 30 seconds. And that's going to go the other way. Doug Christie called for the personal foul. A limited number of season tickets still available. Those are single game tickets, I should say, not season tickets, but single game tickets, including the Orlando Magic on Tuesday. Call Ticketmaster at 916-649-TICKS or stop by the Arco Arena box office for more information.
Well, the Kings will get the ball back here, so certainly the Mavs would like to run it down as much as they can, but the Kings should have a chance to get it back and get something up decent.
Differential of 2.5 seconds. Isley. And the Kings, Jason does not get it off in time, and the Kings 12 minutes left. Uh-oh, Chris Webber underneath the Sacramento basket. I did not see what happened. Chris Webber down underneath the basket. And this would be an absolute disaster. I did not see what Chris did.
We're going to see if we can catch a look at it. Here's Leitner going up for a shot, knocked loose by, there you see Chris's
left ankle.
Left ankle just turned as it came down on top of
Boy,
Leitner.
is it quiet in here. It is very quiet. We'll be back. Chris Webber will go right to the locker room. 82-59 Sacramento. .259 as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. And no crunch time again here at Arco, but we will look at the Folsom Lake Toyota keys to crunch time.
Well, number one right now, run the offense. Just keep doing the things you're supposed to do. Number two, I think without Chris in there right now, keep Vlade involved. Good things happen when Vlade gets the ball. And number three, rebound and run. Rebound and run.
That's Folsom Lake Toyota, Highway 50 at the Folsom exit under the flag. Weber watched the ankle there, turning it. The only good news is Chris was able to walk off. And then Peja Stojakovic, Jerry, got hit in the head here.
Oh, that was just a absolute offensive foul. Peja took a shot from Greg Buckner or Hubert Davis. That's about like a headbutt in boxing. Cut me, Mick, cut me.
(82-59). Let's set the lineups for you as Alexander, Davis, Vaught, Isley, and Leitner. And the rebound, Christie.
Well, the Mavs getting some good shots. Still staying with that half-court trap, by the way. And I just don't think that's shouldn't have any effect. If you can get it to Vlade, get the ball inside.
All right, 10 to shoot, and here's Jason Williams. And while we have a moment, let's check in with Coase. Coase, what's the status on C-Webb?
Chris Webber's back in the locker room, Grant. He did twist that left ankle. They're not sure if he'll be able to return in this game tonight. They want to x-ray it first and see what it looks like.
All right, no need for him to return tonight, that's for sure. And Coase, we hope that he can be ready for Tuesday night. But even if he can return, I don't see why you would have him return.
No.
I mean, they'll be cautious here.
Well, unless Dallas gets about 20-point run.
Right. Nope. 84-61. .10:50 left here in the fourth. It's all Sacramento, but you can see feel that the fans here very concerned about Webber, who's in the locker room. Air ball by Jason Williams, and it will go to Dallas.
Well, that was really rare because that was just an open look from Jason. I just have a feeling he was, even when he's getting ready to shoot the ball, was looking for somebody to pass to. And of course, when you leave your feet, you got to look to shoot the ball.
Nahara in for Dallas. Isley, and a turnaround from the baseline.
First basket, Howard Isley, so he has not been a factor at all in this game.
84-63. Peja will tee up a three ball. Alexander tipped in by Leitner.
Well, two bad plays defensively, allowing Alexander to get to the basket and then not really charging the miss.
84-65. Look out. Davis. And Dallas making a little run here, and Rick Adamman wants to put a stop to that. 84-67. Sacramento calls the timeout. An 8-0 Dallas run here in the fourth. Well, Sacramento with the big lead here in the fourth. Let's see what Jim Cozemore's up to. Coze?
Very much, you know, here in Sacramento, we've got two basketball teams that are playoff caliber. The Kings, obviously, but how about the WNBA? The Monarchs are as well. Point guard Stacy Kleinsmith here at the game enjoying it. What are you doing in Sacramento?
You know, I'm just here supporting my Sacramento teams. Came tonight Friday and come to my Kings game Sunday night. So.
Well, you're all about good luck, too, because I think you got the Knights of Victory in the indoor soccer league.
See, you know, and it's looking pretty good for us so far. So, you know, maybe I'm good luck.
So what do you have to do in the offseason to get better as the next WNBA season comes up for you?
Oh, I've got a lot to work on. I'm going to work on some strength. I'm going to work on some better three-point shots. I'm going to work on some drives. So I got plenty to work on.
And, of course, you're working on your degree. You're going to get that, right?
I'll get that degree.
All right, Stacy Kleinsmith, everyone. Let's go back to Grant and Jerry.
Well, Tuesday at 5 o'clock, the Kings face the Orlando Magic right here at Arco Arena. You can watch all the action on Fox Sports Net, or you can listen to the Kings on Sports 1140 KHTK and the Kings Radio Network.
Well, Rick Alleman going to the bench mob here to attack this half-court zone trap, try to get a little ball movement, make some shots.
Funderburk gets by Nahara. Lawrence Funderburk right to the goal. 86-67.
That's what you have to do. You have to attack these traps.
Courtney Alexander. Rebound Pollard. The Kings have Jackson, Berry, Funderburk, Stojakovic, and Pollard.
really what Rick would like to see too, not only his team be effective, but get some confidence. They haven't played well as a group yet.
7 on the shot clock. Beja. And Pollard goes after that. And an offensive foul. Beja ran in the Nahara.
Watch Lawrence Funderburk just going right to the baseline against Nahara, over the top, no help, comes too late. Lawrence finishes.
That is the 4th foul on Stojakovic. 86-67. Leitner. And Pollard over the ball.
Boy, Scott Paul and Lawrence Funderburk both got a piece of that.
And Funderburk looking to finish. And he was fouled by Alexander with 8:34 left. Well, Kings, this victory is going to be certainly tainted a little bit if Chris Webber's report is not good, but here's the defense at the other end of the floor.
Yeah, now watch who blocked that. That's Lawrence Funderburk. Now watch on the other end. Here's Lawrence Funderburk. Now that is big time hustle.
Yep.
Defense on one end, finish on the other.
Yeah, good point. And Funderburk can make it 87-67.
He's the Fundinator, showing some leg speed.
Absolutely. Point a minute, you'll take that.
Well, this guy is really one of the more effective off-the-bench players in the league offensively. He always comes in and produces, seems like. And that's really difficult to do on a consistent basis. Come in off the bench and produce points.
Well, I'll tell you, if Chris can't go on Tuesday night, and again, we're just speculating, you'll see Lawrence Funderburk a lot. Leitner, and he'll go to the line looking to cap off the three-point play. Tuesday night, the Orlando Magic. Thursday, the LA Lakers.
Here's Christian Leitner just getting head and shoulders by Scott Pollard. Pollard gets there too late, creates a foul. Leitner's one of those players, he looks very slow, and he actually is, but he is extremely skilled and is able to get wherever he needs to get.
Now Beja with 10 to shoot. And it goes, put it in the book and send them to the line.
Well, really, the Kings now, with the adjustment Rick Adelman has made against this half-court trap, they're just starting to punish that half-court press. Here it is. Here's Beja going right to the basket, going right into the teeth of the defense. Look at the change of the ball. That's good body control, able to get the basket and a foul.
So Beja connects. 91-69. 4 minutes into this fourth quarter.
Page is just very underrated as an athlete. Has great leg speed, and we saw there the body control that he has. Very good athlete.
25 points for Beja Stojakovic. And Alexander was fouled. Alexander to the free throw line. Scott Pollard with the personal foul. That's his first. Courtney Alexander to the free throw line for the first time in this ball game. Great matchup coming up in hockey. It's the Sharks and the Red Wings. Catch our next Sharks telecast this Wednesday as the Sharks square off against Chris Osgood and the Red Wings. That's Wednesday at 4:30 only on Fox Sports Net, your exclusive home of the Sharks. Be a good matchup. Sharks playing very well on this road trip, and the Red Wings one of the very best in the business. That will be at the Joe. That is Jerry Reynolds' favorite hockey arena. And ooh, they are saying that ball is off Bobby Jackson. Rick Adelman was right there, and he can't believe that call.
Rick really feels like they missed that. I'm not sure. I'm not too sure what they didn't get it right. I thought maybe it's certainly a poor pass on Bobby's behalf anyway.
Well, it's not going to change the result of the game, barring a miracle comeback by the Mavericks. And it's Sacramento basketball.
Boy, that's good defense. Scott Pollard that time did not go for Leitner's fakes. Stayed in front of him, made him take a bad shot. Nelly commiserating with his assistants, saying, geez, that's a bad shot.
And out of bounds. 9 to shoot for the Dallas Mavericks. Or I should say for the Kings, rather, with 7:15 left. Jackson looking for the inbounds pass and finds it. And the Mavericks now looking to break out, but the Kings get back in transition. Kings by 20. 7 minutes left here in the fourth. .12 to shoot. Barry. Nice setup to Stojakovic. Good passing.
Well, John Barry had a good look at a 17-18 footer, saw Pages just completely open for a three. So here again, very good play, unselfish play.
28 points for Peja Stojakovic. Leitner, and he traveled with the basketball.
Well, Scott Pollard has just is just closing Christian Leitner out now. Leitner's able to get by him one time, and Scott Pollard saying once is enough.
Who's just joining us, Chris Webber in the Sacramento locker room getting his ankle x-rayed. He definitely, we saw in the replay, turned it. Don't know the extent of the injury. Funderburk. And it's out of bounds. One thing about ankles, Jerry, we've seen some guys, they can come back in a day. Mitch Richmond was one who you could turn that thing in about 8 different directions and he'd be back. Other players, you know, depending on how many they've had in the past, you can be out a couple of weeks. You just don't know.
Yes, exactly. Each guy's a little different. To the sprain, that's the main thing, and that's what we won't know for a while.
We'll be back. It's all Sacramento. By Carls Jr. Without us, some guys would starve. Weber, 23 points, left the game after the third quarter with that ankle sprain. Finley, 12 points, and the Kings shooting the ball very well. Sacramento has won the last 6 against Dallas here at Arco Arena.
And boy, here's Chris Webber. Watch this hustle play. Vlade Divac, a little over the shoulder, under the shoulder.
Nice live action here. Hedo Turkoglu is in, Jerry. We'll see him for the final 6 minutes. And the tip, no. And it's Funderburk with the rebound. Let's set the lineup for you. It's Barry, Jackson, Turkoglu, Pollard, and Funderburk.
It's great to see the rookie Turkoglu because this guy has got some talent. You just wait and see. He's looked good every night he's been in there.
Funderburk. 96-71.
And Lawrence Funderburk just not only playing good offense, but he's been on the board, running the floor. Just outstanding.
Derek Martin will check in at the next whistle. Jackson loses it, gets it back. Has to get out of the paint area. And John Barry knocks down a long-range shot.
Well, JB just about had to shoot that one.
And Pollard with a rebound.
Scotty Pollard just cleaning it up.
Jackson and the Kings have reached the century mark. 101-71. The lead is 30, and Don Nelson, boy, he is furious, and you can't blame him. No defense at all on that last sequence. Leitner, and he goes off the window.
Well, nice penetrating move from Nahara, able to give Leitner an easy hoop. But right now, Mavericks just not doing much on defense.
A 3-ball, no. And the Kings break out 3-on-2. Turkoglu is a trailer for Barry. And instead it's underneath Funderburk. And he'll be the recipient of the foul. He'll go to the line for 2. Dallas looking forward to tomorrow's game against the Clippers. Look at this, Jerry.
Well, Bobby Jackson just goes right through. Look at there. No effort on any help defenders. And you had about 3 guys in blue shirts able to help, but chose not to do so. And that's why Nelly has taken some of them out.
And a lot of the fans up heading for the exits as this one is over. Been over for a long time, actually. Well, it's the 11 p.m. Regional Sports Report on Fox Sports Net. The 11 p.m. Regional Sports Report has the comprehensive sports coverage you've been waiting for in the Bay Area. Join the gang on the 11 p.m. Regional Sports Report only on Fox Sports Net.
Well, Lawrence Funderburk, you know, it's not many guys that can come in and play for Chris Webber, and you sometimes don't lose much, and that's what we're seeing with Lawrence right now. He's been good every minute on the floor.
And, you know, to be honest, we still don't know about the severity of Chris Webber's injury. And it's good to see that you have the depth. A lot of people forget about Lawrence Funderburk, but he just goes in and produces.
He sure does. I mean, very valuable guy on this team. And great attitude. you know, seems to handle whether he gets 8 minutes or it's 15 or 20.
It's very early to speculate. The one thing that we do know from a fact is that the Kings have had a winning record when Chris Webber is out of the lineup, so they have been able to pick up the slack. Funderburk, nope, not this time. Pollard, no. And with 3.5 left, Dallas down 30. Loy Vaught to finish.
Well, that really was created because Scott Pollard in his hustle attempt fell to the floor, and of course there was a 5-on-4 situation.
Pollard. Nice move by Pollard on the baseline.
Well, Scotty had to get into the scoring column, and that shows you, you know, he puts the ball on the floor, makes some nice moves.
Now Isley with the shot clock at 10, dishes to Davis for a triple. Hubert Davis. 105-78.
Yeah, you'd like to see Hedo Turkoglu get a couple of good looks while he's in there.
Oh, what a pass to Funderburk from Barry. So routine. John Barry putting it right on the money.
You know, John Barry has gotten Lawrence Funderburk about 20 baskets this year. I think he ought to give John some of his per diem the next trip.
107-78. Nahara, and he hits the top of the key jumper. So for the first time in 3 games, the Mavericks score 80 points.
Well, and this, as we started the game talking about the point differential, this might move the Kings into the top spot in the league.
Absolutely. And a timeout call with 2:08 left. We're in the 4th, and Sacramento up by 27 big ones. .107.80 with 2:08 left here in the 4th quarter. And the big game by Peja Stojakovic tonight. He has done it all, Jerry.
Well, he has. Here you see passing ball, moving without it. A great give and go from Vlade Divac. Now here's John Barry finding Peja for a wide open 3. And when Peja gets that much time, yes, that's what you're going to see. Peja Stojakovic, another outstanding game. Boy, this young guy, better and better. And he made his free throws tonight.
How about that?
So Peja will be a happy
4-4 from the line. And you know that's the start of something real good.
You know it is.
Oh, it's off Derek Martin. It will go to the Dallas Mavericks. And you know, Jerry, with that fine performance by Peja, we're going to make him the player of the game, presented by Pepsi. Pepsi, a proud partner of the Sacramento Kings. Experience the joy of cold. Minute 50 left, and it's Vaught, little 18-footer.
Loy Vaught, that's really what he does best. He doesn't have a strong post-up game, but a good perimeter shooter. By the way, experiencing that joy of cola. I mean, you really can't have joy until you've had the joy of cola. Just for your information.
Now Turkoglu. Oh, look at the rookie, Hedo Turkoglu. That's the second impressive dunk in as many games.
Turkoglu flying the friendly skies.
Boy, I'll tell you, that's impressive, isn't it? And it's out of bounds off Dallas.
Well, that's the thing we talked about earlier. These European players, I mean, they're much more athletic than they used to be.
That's right.
Hedo is very athletic. He's a guy, you wait and see, in 5 years we'll be playing some point guard in this league. He has the skill and he has the athletic ability.
And I like his teammates cheering him on. JB tees up a 2. And it's Hubert Davis. It's 109-82.
Well, the thing about Hedo, you see, as you mentioned, his teammates cheering him on. You know, they really generally like the guy. He's a good guy. He doesn't complain about anything. He comes to work real hard. You know, he's just one of those young guys who just loves to play basketball and very unselfish. And that, you know, any teammate or any guy likes to have a guy like that on their team.
Now with under a minute left, Isley finds Buckner at the foul line all by himself, so he moves in closer. Buckner makes a 109-84. Barry, a 26-foot 3. Rebound, Vaught. Vaught side pop. 6-second differential on the clocks. Sacramento is going to go to 6-2 on the year. Dallas at 4-3. Hito.
Well, a great look. Derek Martin found Hito for an easy shot for him, but not able to get it. Crowd really wanted to have it.
And an outstanding performance by the Kings. The only blemish, and it could be a big one, we don't know yet, is the injury to Chris Webber. But another solid performance by Rick Adelman's crew as they destroy the Dallas Mavericks. That is 2 real bad losses for the Mavericks in 3 games. They got blown out at home by Vancouver. Then they beat San Antonio Friday night, and tonight there was no contest. Sacramento beats Dallas 109-84. Grant Napier, Jerry Reynolds. We'll hear from Jim Kozimor outside the Kings locker room in just a minute, but we can't say it's a great night because we don't know the extent of Chris Webber's injury. But boy, I'll tell you, Rick Adelman looks at this team and they appear to be for real. Sacramento, both sides of the ball getting the job done.
Well, they sure have been. They played a great ball game from start to finish. You saw totally unselfish play,
right?
I think as much as anything. So Rick Adelman has to be extremely pleased about that. This team is playing the way he wants them to play, and defensively, there's no question this is a much better defensive team. Obviously, give a lot of credit to Doug Christie for that. So everything's heading the right direction. So you just have to keep your fingers crossed about the injuries.
Right.
But there's no doubt this team has made a lot of progress, and it's a better basketball team. And around the NBA right now, people know that.
Well, Sacramento's starting to take care of their home court as well. 3 games, 3 wins, and next up the Orlando Magic on Tuesday, the Lakers Thursday, and then a real nice rest. So the schedule looking good for Sacramento if they can get over this part of it.
Well, absolutely. You always want to be at home, especially when you play like these guys are playing right now.
All right, so the Kings, no contest tonight against the Dallas Mavericks. They win it 109-84. We'll come back with our post-game guest next on Fox Sports Net.